Okay, hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. It's time! It's that time of year! It's XXL Freshman Class time 2022. I'm going to tell you whether or not I'm excited for this new freshman class off of the names that we have here on the cover. And yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to the ciphers, looking forward to the freestyles. We'll see how all of that pans out. But yeah, let's start off with Naruto Wick, who is a rapper from Florida. This guy, the project that he came out with last year, I thought was okay vocally and flow-wise. He doesn't exactly jump out at me. He doesn't have the most pronounced or most in-your-face delivery or performance style, but I will say this, what he focuses on lyrically is so consistently dark and grimy. It does lend him personality and a style, and I think I could easily pick his voice out of a lineup. I think there is a great potential for him to come through with something decent in the freestyles and the ciphers, and also to impress us from this point on. So again, fingers crossed for Naruto for sure. We have Baby Tron, who, pretty much everybody watching this video has probably heard of Baby Tron at this point. He has, again, that kind of loose spoken word Michigan type flow. I would argue he's actually one of the most popular artists riding with that style and with that delivery right now, and for good reason. The guy is immensely funny. Tons of personality, great singles, great music videos. I do find his tapes and records to be a little repetitive, but it is still cool to see Baby Tron on here. Saucy fucking Santana, holy shit. I'm very excited to see Saucy Santana on this cover, honestly. I think I'm the most excited about Saucy Santana, just because I think Saucy Santana brings a ton of personality, hilarious bars, just great energy to any given track that he features on. It's party shit, it's ass shaking shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think Saucy Santana brings that a certain kind of pizzazz that it needs for it to be exciting and worth replaying again and again and again. From there, we have from Michigan, another Michigan rapper. We have Sofago, who I've heard before, just really, in my opinion, generic auto crooner stuff, and I just don't really have too many feelings about it beyond that. It's just very bland. It doesn't really stand out. Casey, who you guys should know, I recently reviewed Casey. Thought it was okay. I think Casey pulls a lot of influences from some interesting places and occasionally combines them in a creative way. Maybe like Travis Scott early on, who really kind of wore his influences on his sleeves. He'll find ways to bring those together so that they create more fireworks artistically, I guess I'll say. Casey is still very much in an incubation stage. Cochise, Florida rapper. This person I was already pretty familiar with as well going into this cover. And yeah, I'm not a fan. There's not really a song I've heard from Cochise where I don't really feel like he's trying to be Cardi to some degree, to the degree where it just feels so derivative that I don't even really want to hear it. And look, I get it. That sound is very hot right now. It's very popular. It's very trendy. I'm not so demanding of it that I need to hear a dozen other people doing the same thing. I don't know, but that's just me. Next, we have Dochi. Just got recently signed to TDE. Expecting big things from Dochi, honestly. Not just because of the TDE signing, but also because of the incredible creativity and versatility that Dochi has been showing with all of her recent singles. Dochi has kind of proven herself to be a decent all-arounder, somebody who can handle themselves on the mic, who can pick some great creative and left field production, has a very standout voice, write a hook too, if need be. So I am very excited to see what Dochi does from here as far as new singles, new records, even if she doesn't come out on top necessarily, during the ciphers and freestyles. Moving on from there, we have Babyface Ray. I had some friends last year who were really into his Unfuckwithable tape, which I thought was all right. He has kind of this deflating delivery and flow that I'm not super crazy about. It just doesn't really jump out at me, honestly. Even if a lot of the lyrics that he brings to the table are quite gritty, I respect it. There's something there. It's just not necessarily for me. Moving on from there, we have Ken the Man, Houston rapper who I didn't really know about before this cover, but that is kind of the point of the cover, to learn about artists who you hadn't heard of before. These covers and these promo runs have been hitting really well if you have a woman coming through with a really southern, bold, ballsy delivery, be it a Lotto, be it a Megan Thee Stallion. And again, Ken is definitely bringing that energy, but it's not as bold, it's not as memorable, it's not as hard hitting as maybe some people who have, again, brought that vibe in the past during the XXL Freshman ciphers and freestyles. While the music I've heard so far from Ken is not blowing me away, there still could be a great performance coming through during ciphers and freestyles. So I'll hold my tongue completely until we hear that. Moving on from there, we have Big 30 from Memphis, who was another artist I wasn't necessarily super familiar with going into this cover, but is maybe the one next to Sofago that when checking out his stuff, I was the least enthused by, just because I didn't really get a strong sense of like flavor, personality, or character coming off of his stuff. I mean, it was competently produced and the rapping was okay. A lot of braggadocious and hedonistic bars and verses set over the same kind of piano beats that we've been hearing over the past couple of years. Big Scar from Tennessee is the second to last artist we're going to talk about here. Found a lot of his flows and performances on his latest record to be kind of flimsy, but he's got a real nice, deep, authoritative voice that comes across really strong. I'm hoping makes an impact on the ciphers and freestyles to follow. And finally, we have Cali, another Southern rapper in the list, who's hot off of at least one single right now that's been kind of going off, Do a Bitch. That one's been doing some numbers, and she has this Toxic Chocolate project out right now as well. While I sort of see it and I get it, I think her delivery is just so whispery, so breathy, so consistently, like doesn't matter how hard the instrumental goes, that it's hard to really kind of get a grip of it or glean a lot from what she's saying and doing. It just seems like a little too detached. I gotta say overall, like, I am liking the picks here. I am liking the picks. There are some artists here like Saucy, like Dochi, like Casey, that I am expecting maybe some pretty good projects to come through from down the pipe. Maybe even Baby Tron will deliver something with a bit more nuance to it across the track list. Overall, I would say this list is pretty solid, but maybe the thing that it's really missing is that there's no real pick here. I think outside of Saucy Santana, I'll say it's Saucy Santana. Saucy Santana is really like the X Factor surprise pick for the cover on here, but I'm kind of already going into this expecting a lot of personality and a big performance from Saucy going into this. But really, the outside of Saucy, there's not like a super high controversial pick. Usually on past covers, there was like a pick or two that was like, oh shit, this is kind of crazy, or this is like a little off, or this is going to be insane. I can't wait for this. I'm expecting solid performances from most people all around here. It doesn't really have anybody on here that I'm like so offended by that I'm like, Jesus Christ, why? What are you doing? What's the point? It's fine. This XXL list is fine. There you have it. I gave you guys my thoughts. I gave you guys my opinions. Thank you very much for watching. You are the best. Anthony Fantano, XXL 2022. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. XXL Freshman Class forever.